Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome to Double Down Picks. This is the first podcast episode. Long time coming, guys. But it's perfect timing because before I get into a recap of last week's UFC event, how we did on the Picks channel, I want to let you guys know that this Saturday we got like one of the best money cards. Not just money cards, but like an entertaining card. Crazy matchups, crazy fights. But like, there's so much money to be made in this shit. Like, there's 14 fights, and I'm going 14 for 14 on this shit. So check it out, guys, real quick. The main event, if you don't know, is Movsar Evloev versus Leron Murphy. Both fighters undefeated, and UFC doesn't usually do this. So they don't like. I've noticed they don't like putting two undefeated. First of all, there's not a lot of undefeated fighters on the roster, but they don't like just putting two undefeated fighters versing each other. You know what I mean? They like to, if anything, build it up, this and that, and this is something it's a special fight, man. It's Movsar versus Murphy, and this is a crazy one, man. It's in the United Kingdom. Leron Murphy is opening up as a plus 200 underdog in the United Kingdom in his hometown, and Movsar is 19-0, Murphy's 17-0. Who's taking that one is a big question, and I believe I'm gonna have the right sauce for that one. So, and the rest of the card is money, guys. Like, I could honestly predict this whole thing like right now, but it's all official picks gonna be dropping in the picks channel. So stay tuned for that. Join the channel if you guys want the picks, the parlays. I got picks with units if you're doing straight bets. If you like parlays, I give safe parlays, long shot parlays. So, longer the legs, the less money you put, because it makes good money anyway. But dude, this is a beautiful card. I'm not even gonna lie. I still look into everything until the day before the fights. So, and then official picks always drop on Fridays for UFC. Aside from that, we have daily picks, NHL, NBA, MLB's about to start. I'm gonna have good intel on MLB. So don't miss that, guys. We've been really hot with the NHL too, as well as NBA too. So let me give a quick recap for last week, how we did on UFC, because I pretty much called everything last week. So starting from the first one, Rodriguez versus Sam Hughes. I gave Sam Hughes on that one, but I gave a caution on that one, and I told the chat, like, I'm not even gonna put money on that one. I didn't add her in any parlays. So, and she ended up losing, so that was like one of the two that I missed, if anything, on the whole thing. So next we got Hetcher Sosa. I picked Sosa won. Next one, Mosquita. I picked Mosquita won. I had Mosquita winning by submission too, by the way, and she won by submission. That was at about even odds. And then next one, it was a kind of a coin flip fight, Anders versus Tavares. I gave Anders won. Next one, I gave Balaji Oki against Manuel Sosa, but honestly, I gave like kind of a warning on that one because I was like, he's an underdog. I was like, I'll probably take him in one parlay, if anything. So I didn't give too much confidence on that one, and Manuel Sosa ended up winning that. Oki was looking good, though. I'm not going to lie. He was looking good with those knees to the body, working him, but third round, same thing happened as his last fight. He kind of gassed out. Sosa took over with his aggression, and Sosa's looking hella nice. Crazy prospect to watch out for, Manuel Sosa. I even had him winning his fight on the Contender Series, and he won by knockout too against Christian Perez. So Elijah Smith versus I had Smith won. Next fight, a roll by versus Chris Curtis. I had a roll by one. Next fight, Charles Johnson versus Bruno Silva. I had Charles Johnson won. Next fight, Cutelaba versus Umar Sy. This one, at first, I was feeling Cutelaba, honestly. I should have stuck with that pick, but I switched it to Umar Sy. But I really gave him in like a few parlays, didn't give him in like a real confident one. And then Umar Sy ended up blowing that fight, and he got subbed out. So that was one of the two that I missed on the whole card. And then the next one, I had Rahiki by KO, and Rahiki won by KO. Broke Hardwick's jaw. And then next one, I had Delgado. That was a close fight. Delgado ended up winning. I was about to send an apology letter to Andre Philly for picking against him, man, because I was like, damn, he's looking good. Yeah, I honestly thought maybe he honestly won that one, but Delgado clutched the decision, man. And the next one was an easy call, Gillian Robertson. At first, I was like, I didn't even want to bet on this fight or give this fight. Dude, Robertson. When I went back and I seen Lemos's fight with Tatiana Suarez, and I seen how easy she was getting taken down, man. And Robertson's a grappler, so I was like, dude, 100% Robertson wins this, and Lemos is only getting older, so I gave Robertson won. And then I had next fight, the final fight, Vallejos by KO, and Vallejos won by KO in the first round, made it look easy against Emmett. And then and then I'm not gonna lie, I had two more fighters that I gave that won, but I had them also by KO. So I had 4 fighters winning by KO, only 2 of them won by KO. But Sosa was close, man, but his opponent Lacerda was coming like a zombie, bro. He just wasn't getting knocked out. And so Sosa, at the times, he should have thrown like a right straight. Bro, like, was trying to throw elbows, like, and he missed the elbows because the dude was like on his back foot. So he kind of like sold the KO there, but he still won. And then another fighter I had winning by KO, which one was it here? Which one was that? Let me see. Oh, Delgado. I also had Delgado by KO, but I guess, Philly's too technical, man, too much of a vet. He was nice, man. So, but I mean, Delgado still won, So I always say, like, if you want to be safer, just take one with just money lines. And then Vallejos was a true, KO one, and then another one that was a good KO one was Rahiki. Those two came through. And then Mosquito by sub, so those are good. And then I also gave the over on the Robertson fight. It went over. I gave the Umar Sai fight to start round 2. It started round 2. That's all. Honestly, guys, this starting fight to start round 2 is honestly, if you can pick the right ones, it's such a good bet in parlays. And then I'm really excited for this fight card coming up, man. That let me tell you guys some interesting fights for this weekend, man. Murphy versus Evloev, craziest fight, very interesting. So there's some crazy prospects on this card. Michael Page is fighting on this card. Don't miss that one. And he's fighting a tough opponent too, Sam Patterson. Sam Patterson's tough, man. He's not like easy work like that. And then there's some good fighters on this card, man. I don't want to give too much, I don't want to give too much info, like, because the official picks drop on the picks channel, so I'll kind of usually go over the surface of like the things to come, but I'll talk about what's trending and like who's been hot, some interesting matchups that are like 50-50s, so I don't give too much out, you know what I mean? This is a crazy matchup, by the way, to come. Nathaniel Wood versus Lucien Kita. UFC just signed Lucien Kita. He was supposed to fight Patricio Pitbull, but I guess he couldn't make weight or whatever, so now it's his official fight coming up against Nathaniel Wood, which is like a crazy hard first fight in the UFC. So stay tuned for that pick. It's very interesting. So guys, we're gonna go into the hockey picks. Today's March 17, man, so we're gonna go into these. It's a pretty like a little bit of I'm not gonna lie, a little bit of a tricky slate, but not to say I won't figure it out. And usually the games on the daily picks, if you guys are wondering, they start at 4 p.m. And so if you're subbed up, I usually definitely drop the plays before 4 p.m., usually around noon sometimes. Sometimes I got to wait to see what goalie's playing, certain stuff, you know what I mean? Injuries, like key things. And I like to look at the lines and just everything I could look at, I look at it. And then but yeah, and also guys, whoever's watching from the Double Down Picks channel, man, shout out to you guys, man. Thank you guys for trusting me, man. I do this shit for you guys, man. Crazy slate today, I'm not gonna lie. So I wouldn't recommend go too crazy today, you know what I mean, with putting money down, but we could definitely sweep up. So today we got Hurricanes at Blue Jackets. Hurricanes, one of the best teams in the league. Blue Jackets also looking like one of the best teams now in the league, like they just been hot. Blue Jackets been hot. Blue Jackets are at home, against the Hurricanes. So this is like, it's a tough matchup, man. All official picks, by the way, gonna drop on Double Down Picks channel. Latest by 3 p.m. This podcast should be out at like 3 p.m. today. So yeah, Hurricanes at Blue Jackets, tough one. Come through to the Double Down Picks, see who I pick on that one. It's a little bit of a tough one, but I feel like I know the winner for that one. Hurricanes, they're good, but they've been selling some games, so you got to be careful what games you pick them on. Blue Jackets, they've been really hot, but can they keep that going? The LA Kings kind of put out their fire like about 2 games ago, but they got another win back, so are they back on? Or, it's some questions on that one. And then Bruins at Canadians, very interesting matchup. The Bruins offense, great offense, great opportunists on the Bruins, been putting in work. Canadians are at home though. Canadians have been like also one of the hot teams, man. Very good matchup. We got Islanders at Maple Leafs. Stay away from that game, man. Maple Leafs are like, I don't know, very, very tricky to bet on. They've been not doing well at all, and then somehow they ended up winning, I think, their last game. Islanders is just a weird team to bet on. That's a stay away game. All right, that's just a free advice. And then Wild at Blackhawks, a very interesting game. I'll give a free pick, for the podcast, on that one today. I'm gonna give the Minnesota Wild. That should be a lock. I think yesterday or their last game they played, the Wild were favorites and they blew that. But they should win this game, against the Blackhawks. Blackhawks are at home. And by the way, let me give you a little trend to give you guys more confidence. Minnesota is 8-1 straight up in the last 9 games when playing on the road against Chicago. 8 wins, 1 loss. Okay. Sometimes, you look at the trends. It's not all about trends or all about certain things, all about goalies. Like, it comes down to, like, who's going to really win. Like, you've been watching how they've been playing. Like, you put together everything and then you come up with the winner. But, yeah, sometimes, like, they could be 8-1 against them, you know what I mean, trending. But that trend, it might go, let's say, Blackhawks. Like, you know what I mean? They might be due for a win against them, you know what I mean? So you got to think about that, too. You don't just keep riding the trend always, you know what I mean? Sometimes you got to go against the trend. But also, Minnesota is 5-0 just straight up in the last 5 games against Chicago. Something to look at is Minnesota's 1-4 straight up in their last 5 games, but Chicago's 4-12 straight up in their last 16 games. So they haven't been doing so well. I see Minnesota as a clear winner here. So Minnesota's, and you got good odds, minus 165 odds for the Wild. They should be like a minus 200, minus 230. So you're catching them at good odds. So that's a beautiful free pick. And then let's move on, guys. So we got Predators at Jets. Tricky game. Predators, hot offense. Jets, they've been hot, man. They've been hot too. Jets woke up lately. And then Sharks at Oilers. Oilers supposed to be one of the best teams, but they've been slipping up here and there. Sharks been looking insane offensively, guys. So keep eye on the Sharks. Very entertaining team to watch, by the way. Just, if you want to watch them just for the love of the game, you know what I mean? They're a good underdog, best underdog in hockey. Yeah, guys. And then we got the Lightning at Kraken. A little tricky because Lightning's been a little off lately. Kraken been, with the goals, their volume is looking good lately, so it's a little tricky there. And then Panthers at Canucks. Canucks, one of the worst teams, if not the worst team, but you'll be surprised sometimes they'll come out and win. So, it's scary to just betting on Canucks games, you know what I mean? That's kind of a stay away because Panthers are like one of the best teams. They just won the Cup too, but sometimes Panthers be selling too, just because they're the best teams. You don't always bet on them, guys. You got to find the right time. And Panthers' whole team is injured right now. So almost like a lot of their players are injured right now. And then lastly, we got the Knights and Sabres. What a game to finish off the slate, man. That shit is a crazy game in Vegas. Who's going to win that one? You'll only know if you subscribe on the Double Down Picks chat, guys. Stay tuned, guys. Sub up to Double Down Picks, and let's make some moolah.